The story of Bleakley Haunted House, England's longest true horror story. In the rural town of Bleakley in northern England, there is an old house known as Bleakley House. This house, which dates back to the 17th century, has a terrifying reputation for being haunted by restless spirits. The story behind this house is not just a legend. It is documented events that spanned decades, leaving behind many witnesses and terrifying stories. The beginning, the tragic murder. In 1640, the house was owned by the Haselton family, a wealthy family known for their wealth and ostentation. But one night, everything turned upside down. Tragedy occurred when the head of the family, Henry Haselton, brutally murdered his wife and 4 children, then hanged himself in the attic. The reason behind this crime remained a mystery, but locals claimed that he was practicing satanic rituals in the cellar, which led to his madness, the real beginning of the horror. After the death of the family, the house remained abandoned for several years, but everyone who tried to live there reported strange noises and ghostly appearances. In the 19th century, Edward Willem, a businessman who hoped to restore the house to its former glory, settled there. From the first night, Edward began to hear the sound of feet walking in the hallways, even though the house was empty. Some nights, he would see a woman standing at the end of the hallway, wearing a torn white dress and her face disfigured. The Willem family could not bear to live in the house for more than 5 years. But during that time, several strange incidents occurred. One of the rooms caught fire for no apparent reason. Pets refused to enter the house, and when forced to, they died the next day. Furniture moved by itself at night, and once all the chairs were found piled on top of each other in the middle of the living room. The curse continued through the decades. In the early 20th century, a new family tried to live in the house. The couple, John and Elizabeth Carn, believed that all the stories were pure fantasy. But just 2 months later, things started to take a more terrifying turn. Elizabeth would wake up in the middle of the night to find herself unable to move and see a black shadow standing next to the bed staring at her. John heard children laughing in the attic, but when he went up to check, he found the floor covered in small wet footprints. Just 6 months later, the family decided to leave the house after they saw the basement door slowly open and a hand reaching out from inside. Investigations and scientific analysis. In 1972, the Bleakley House attracted the attention of paranormal researchers. A team of investigators led by Dr. Richard Harris spent 3 months in the house. During that time, they recorded several unusual phenomena, including temperatures suddenly dropping to freezing levels in some rooms, mysterious sounds clearly heard in their recordings, including a